Welcome to NBA After the Buzzer, presented by McDonald's.
Welcome inside Studio H in Los Angeles with Chauncey Billups, Paul Pierce. My name is Michelle Beadle, and Anthony Davis. He played tonight. At least he played 3 quarters.
He balled during those 3 quarters.
Where do you want to start? The fact that he played so well in 3 quarters, or the fact that he didn't play at all in the 4th in a close game?
I know for me, I'm not surprised that he balled for 3 quarters. But I was surprised he didn't play in that 4th quarter. But they got, it's just so weird. Like, okay, you can fine him if he doesn't play, right? But you can't tell them how much to play him.
Right.
So he really, like ideally can come out and play 3 or 4 minutes.
Right.
And it'd be just okay and fine. This is just a tricky.
I mean, the petty side of me thought they would try that. Like, put him out for 3 minutes and be like,
yeah.
It seems like they treated it like a preseason situation. It's like he went out and played. You know how they do in the preseason. Yeah. You play a little bit, then you rest them in the second half or the 4th quarter. But they don't have no incentive to play him late for them to win, because this team is headed to the lottery fast. And why would you even go out there and put him in the 4th quarter to risk
They won
injury?
anyway.
Yeah, they won anyway.
I mean,
it's a tricky situation. I mean,
but I will say,
put a day's work in.
But let me just say this though, I got a lot of respect for Anthony Davis. I mean, he's been nothing but he's been a good example the entire way. Like, he hasn't been like this brat, this spoiled, entitled dude. Like, he
came out and said trade.
That's fine. That's not a brat. That's not a brat. That's okay.
Yeah.
But that's stuff.
He gave them 7 years.
That's stuff
Paul.
you can do behind closed doors. You can have an understanding.
Well, I think that's
and he did. He gave them 7 years. He signed a contract with them. He's done everything that he's supposed to do. Comes out and continues to play.
He balls.
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything.
I think
wouldn't have all this media frenzy if there was something that you went upstairs and said, look,
that the handling was maybe off.
The handling is off.
But
it was something they tried to do, force a trade before trade deadline. It didn't happen. Now everything is awkward.
Now it's discombobulated, and luckily for us, Anthony Davis is actually with Ryan Ruocco. Let's hear from him.
Anthony, you score 32 points tonight in the 3 quarters that you play. What did it feel like to take the floor in the first game after the trade request, knowing that maybe you weren't going to be here after the deadline?
It just felt good to be back on the floor. Playing the game that I love, coming out, trying to help the team win. My teammates came to me and said they wanted me to play. And I just love being back on the floor. Of course, I wanted to play. The injury kind of set me out. And then all the stuff that was going on, man. I just blocked it out and go out there and play basketball.
Well, having said that, you obviously, I'm sure, wanted to be on the floor in the 4th quarter. Normally, you would be in a close game. What did you think about being on the bench for the entirety of that 4th?
I just go out there and play. Whenever I'm called upon to play basketball, go out there and help. That's what I do.
What kind of conversations have you had to have, if any, Anthony, with your teammates in the aftermath of all this, now that you know you'll be here the rest of the year?
Zero. Alvin talked to the team when it first went down. And after that, everybody handled it the way they wanted to handle it. And we just go out there and play basketball. I'm going to be here for the rest of the year. My job is to play basketball, and that's all I want to do.
Do you right now intend on playing back-to-backs as well? There were some reports about maybe you're not going to, maybe you are. What are your plans for that?
I'm going to talk to the coaching staff. I'm not sure what they want to do. We go from there. Like I said, I love playing the game. It was fun being back out here tonight. All the boos and all that. It was fun. It was fun for me.
Now, Anthony, final one. You guys get the win tonight. As you look at just the rest of the season, how do you and this team approach the second half of this year with where you guys are in the standings and where you look towards the future with this group?
Just play. You control what you can control, and let's go out there playing hard, playing together. And that's what the team did tonight, was able to get the win.
All right, thanks a lot, Anthony.
Thank you.
Some good media training right there. I want to play basketball. It's my job. I like playing basketball. But the part about what kind of conversations did you have? 0. Is that normal? You just sort of pretend like nothing happened and let's go right back to work?
That's all you can do. I mean, what else? You missed the trade deadline. You're obviously not going anywhere. So it's either you suit up or you don't.
So you don't pull your guys and say,
it's like,
my bad. I know it's a little bit weird.
It's not my bad. It was a decision made by a grown man who felt a certain way about his career and his direction of his career. He put it out there. Nothing was done. what do I have to say to my teammates? Everybody knows.
I don't disagree.
Everybody knows.
Well,
I don't disagree at all.
Now all I have to do is do my job. Since nothing happened, I'm going to come out here every day, practice, play as hard as I can, and
hold on. Oh,
and soak up the situation and be like, it is what it is.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second? Just as I'm trying to figure this all out. So really the gist of it is I don't want to be on this team anymore because I really want to go to a team that has a legitimate shot at winning, which part of that is basically saying that this team, the way it is, and the guys that are on this team are not good enough for us to ever win, and I want to move on. That, for me, would be awkward because now I got to go back in that locker room to these guys who I'm probably friends with some of them, maybe I hang out with a few, and say, look, it's not personal. You guys are great in your own right. I just need a change. I feel like that part has to be a little awkward if you don't say anything.
I really don't, like, because truth of the matter is this. Those guys on the team, the other guys on the team, they know they're not good enough to win either.
Ouch.
They just do. And AD's given this organization 7 years. I have no problem with him trying to force a trade or saying I want to be traded. He talked about his legacy in a couple of his interviews some weeks ago, I'm sorry. He can't do it in New Orleans. He can't do it in New Orleans. It just is what it is. So we don't know where he'll end up, but he wants to win at all costs, and I can appreciate it.
I'm telling you this, if either one of you try to leave to upgrade the situation and come back,
you stay there and get $250
No, he's not staying there.
He's not staying there. All right, coming up, the trade to get in, as it was, is over. So after the break, we're going to take a look at some of those guys in their new homes.
$250 million is winning, AD. Stay in New Orleans.
Just saying. If
NBA
you were like, hey,
After the Buzzer is presented by